With a TMNT collaboration now finished, and in between the What's Next in Raid events coming up in December, we have a bit of a lull here, and I have a bunch of relic crafting materials, including mythical relic crafting materials that we can build today. So, let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hollywood here with a Raid Shadow Legends video. And on today's Raid Shadow Legends video, we're going to be making some relics. So let's go over here and take a look at what we got here. Scrolling down, we can see we have quite a few relics. We got mythical materials. And we have quite a few. We have like thousands of relic materials here to pull. So let's get to it. So with the November fusion starting today, my resources are pretty depleted from the Leonardo and TMNT Turtles collab. So this is going to be a time where I'm going to be doing a lot of extra prep and building champions for the next events coming up here in December. So I'm going to be doing some relic crafting today. We got quite a bit of material to draw from here, so let's see if we can get some good relics today, and we'll go through them and see if there's anything good in the mix here. So we have several different types of relic crafting material that we're going to craft today. We have the Chimera, Clan, Live Arena, Chaos Awakes, and Discovery. So we'll just go down the line here and pull them all one by one. Okay, starting with the Chimera rares first. Looks like we have about 27 relics we can craft with this. We'll just start with these. Molten Death Bell, rare. Journal of Necrotos. I use this quite a bit. I put it on my healers. This is a really good relic for a rare, and I'm glad to be getting another one here because I'll need this for any of my healers that I may want to put this on. And if I have quite a few of these sitting around, I'll even put them on healers that I'll use in Faction Wars or Curse City. Wearer's heals and turn meter increase effects are applied to allies are boosted by 15%. So this will be someone you'll want to put on a turn meter increaser, like an Arbiter. Malefic Talon. So this one is a good one to put on your DPS characters. Wearer has a 20% chance to deal 10% more damage when attacking. For a rare, it's not too bad. So if you have any lower rares that you may want to put this on, this one is a good enough one to get by just to have a relic on. Another Journal of Necrotos. Mask of Rage, all rare so far. Got a 15% chance here for an epic. Journal of Necrotos. I'm actually happy to be getting a few more of those. Rod of Blasphemy. That's one we can use as basically a chicken to upgrade the other relics. Molten Death Bell. Unholy Grail. By the numbers, we should be getting at least 2 from these 27 pulls. Scroll of the Unseen. Wearer's damage increases by 1% each time any other champion takes a turn. When the wearer is under a veil or perfect veil buff, stacks up to 30%. Damage bonus resets after the wearer takes a turn. We got the first epic there. Ooh, another epic. Orb of Transfixion. Wearer has a 10% chance to steal one random buff when attacking a target. This effect cannot be resisted. Occurs once per skill. That doesn't look too bad, actually. So we got 2 out of that. 27 pulls. A little under what the average probably should be. A rare. Alright, moving on to the clan relic material here. We can craft 6 of these. Epics, Mask of Rage. The Flesh Render. Wearer increases the damage of each hit on their next attack by 3% of any surplus heal when self-healing. Damage cannot be increased by more than 20,000 and will reset after each attack. Black Shroud Fan. Wearer receives 2% less damage from ally protection effects or buffs placed by them. Alright, we got 1 epic we can pull here. Gilded Dragonstone. Wearer's defense increases by 1% each time they receive damage, stacks up to 10%, so this can be good for one of your tanky characters. Moving on to the live arena, we have a few of those we can pull. Royal Digit. Wearer has a 20% chance to decrease incoming damage by 10%, so a chance of a chance. Demonic Effigy. Wearer's turn meter increases by 10% whenever one of their allies dies. That's interesting. That's probably something good you can put on a healer character. So I got 100 left here. I got 50 rare and 50 epic, so I'm going to mix those. Royal Digit. So we're moving on to the event relics here now. Chaos Awakes and the Discovery Relics from the TMNT collaboration. We got quite a few of these that we can pull. Sinner's Cloak. Wearer receives 1% defense for each 15% HP missing, stacks up to 75% missing HP. Gaze of Damnation. Accuracy plus 16, crit damage, attack. Wearer deals 2% more damage per skill activated, stacks up to 10%, and receives 1% less damage per skill not activated, stacks up to 5%, by enemies under fear or true fear debuffs. So you could use this on a Fabian or a Queen of Hearts, or anyone that else places fear or true fear. On to the epics now. Another Gaze of Damnation. Right on. That'll be good for my fear characters. Tempest Morbidia. Decrease and steal turn meter effects are 15% less effective against the wearer. So we've gone down a few times in rarity. Let's see if we can go up. Let's see if we can get a legendary out of one of these. Golden Elixir. Wearer is instantly healed by 10% when their HP drops below 50%. I actually have this on Leonardo, I believe, right now because he's got his stone skin buff that happens whenever he falls below 50%. So I have this on Leonardo because he can fall below 50%. This instantly heals him above 50%. And then if he falls below 50% again, he can get another stone skin buff. This is also good to put on your healers. Alright, moving on to the legendary material here. Got 3 of these we can pull. Golden Elixir. We moved down, but that's still a good one. Group Chaos Awakes. Grail of Agony. When enemies steal or decrease the wearer's turn meter, the wearer instead loses 2% max HP for every 1% turn meter that would have been lost or stolen. Can kill the wearer. One more. Let's see if we can get a legendary out of this. Gaze of Damnation. Alright, no legendaries from those. On to the Discovery Relics. Unholy Grail. Demonic Effigy. Standard. Wearer's turn meter increases by 10% whenever one of their allies dies. That's not a bad one. Standard though, not an event relic. Gilded Dragonstone. Wearer's defense increases by 1% each time they receive damage, stacks up to 10%. Not a bad relic, but it is a standard, it's not an event relic. Rod of Blasphemy. Alright, let's get some event relics. Gilded Dragonstone, good relic, not an event relic. Rod of Blasphemy. Geez, for being 50-50, we're sure not getting many event relics. It's supposed to be 50-50 here. Group Discovery, Jaws of Hatred. When attacked, wearer has a 10% chance of increasing the defense by 10% until the end of the next turn, once per skill. Looks like something good to put on a tanky character. Or a healer. Another one, Jaws of Hatred. Maybe we're going to get a bunch of event relics now. There we go. Starting to balance out a little bit here. Wearer has a 20% chance of placing a 15% continuous heal buff on themselves for one turn after losing 25% or more of their max HP. Thunderous Circlet. Looks like it would be good for another tanky character or a healer. Journal of Necrotos, going back to the standard relics now. Unholy Grail, let's get some more event relics. Unholy Grail. Group Discovery, Jaws of Hatred. Good, we got another one. Thunderous Circlet. Discovery Relic. Jaws of Hatred. Let's see if we can get an epic here. Exuzar's Totem. Group Discovery. Accuracy Relic. Wearer's turn meter increases by 10% whenever an ally receives a stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, or petrification debuff. Occurs once per turn. So this probably be good for a healer maybe character. Or one of your turn meter increase characters. Not bad. Good stuff. Thunder Circlet, getting a couple more discovery. Moving on to the last 3 rarities here. We have 42 relics that we can craft with our remaining material. Saint Xavier's Tribute. Wearer has a 15% chance of placing a Veil buff on themselves for 1 turn at the end of their turn. The chance increases by 5% for each 15% HP lost. So this can actually be pretty good for some places where you need a perfect Veil buff in some boss fights. Could be good for Hydra or Chimera. Demonic Effigy, Group Standard. Saint Xavier's Tribute. Another Discovery Relic, good. Jaws of Hatred. At least it's a Discovery Relic. Another Jaws of Hatred. Thunderous Circlet. 15 more out of the epics here. Saint Xavier's Tribute. Saint Xavier's Tribute. Exuzar's Totem. Jaws of Hatred. Journal of Necrotos. Getting some rares now. Journal of Necrotos and Standard. Exuzar's Totem, Group Discovery. Saint Xavier's Tribute, Discovery. No legendaries on these yet, but we've actually gotten some good rates here for our Discovery Relics. Gilded Dragonstone. What happened there? Alright, so our Relic Crafting Forge looked like it glitched out there and overheated, so I got out of the game and restarted it, and it looks like we're back on the go again. So we'll try this out again here. I got 6 more epics to craft. Exuzar's Totem. Journal of Necrotos. Demonic Effigy. Gilded Dragonstone. Get some not bad epic rates here, but we could use some discovery. Journal Necrotos. Let's see if we can get an epic for the last one here. Thunderous Circlet. Not an epic, but it is a discovery. Alright, on to the legendary relics. And we have nearly a 40% chance. What do we got here? You can see it there. Nearly 40% chance of a legendary here, so we should get some legendaries out of this. Looking for 4 by the math. Build a Dragonstone. Last Laugh Amulet. Discovery. Attack. Wearer has a 30% chance to activate a delay effect when receiving fatal damage. 3-turn cooldown. So this could be good to put on a healer or a tank character. Looks like it does a delay effect there, so you can give yourself a chance to heal up so you don't die. Looks like a not bad relic. Exuzar's Totem. Last Laugh Amulet. I believe there's 2 from each rarity in the discovery group. So let's see if we can get the other legendary. Demonic Effigy. Gilded Dragonstone. Aspect of Siroth, Group Standard. When wearer receives fatal damage, reduce it by 50% of their turn meter, and then fully reduces their turn meter cooldown 1 turn. So this is another one to put on a healer if you have a good, if you have a healer character you want to put that on. Exuzar's Totem. Golden Elixir. Last one here for the discovery. Exuzar's Totem. Okay, so we got 5 here from the Mythics. And then on that last one of the 75, I'm just going to throw the Chaos Awakes there, 25 in that, and we can get 6 pulls out of this. So we got a 20% chance for a Mythic Relic here, and we have 5 here that we can pull. So the math says we should get 1, so let's hope we can get 1 out of this. Aspect of Siroth. Last Laugh Amulet. Would be nice to get that other legendary if we're going to get another legendary from the discovery group. Last Laugh Amulet. Aspect of Siroth. Wand of Submission. All right, no Mythic. Let's see if we can get 1 here. St. Xavier's Tribute. All right, that about does it for today's crafting video. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you're having a great week so far, and I hope that continues into the rest of the week and the weekend. Today's shout out goes out to my dad. thank you Dad for watching my videos, who recently commented to me, "Hey Hollywood, what are you doing with all these preparation videos and getting ready for fighting? Why don't you do some fighting in your videos?" Thank you Dad for watching my videos. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of videos you would like to see next. Maybe I'll do an arena video or a boss guide video or some dungeons, etc. Put my teams to use, and then my dad will be happy to see my teams in use, which is good stuff. I would like to say thank you to everyone else also for stopping by and for your support. Every little bit helps out this channel. Until next time, have a great day, have a fantastic week.